Hey Fanatics, Dave here. I wanted to follow up on a post I did today over at lightroomfanatic.com about the new Smart Preview feature in the Lightroom 5 beta. The post talked about how Smart Previews will let you edit your images when you don't have access to the original images, and I wanted to show you what that would look like. To start, we're going to need some Smart Previews. So to do that, I'm going to import some images into this empty Lightroom catalog. And as you can see, the images are coming from my Lacy drive, which is an external drive. So we're just going to select all the images here. We're going to make sure that Build Smart Previews is selected up on the top right, and we're going to click on Import. As you can see, the images have been imported, and on the top right, Lightroom tells me that it's generating the smart previews for these images. Once the smart previews are available, you'll get a little dialog that pops up and lets you know. Just click on OK. Now that the previews have been created, up on the right underneath the histogram, you'll see that an original and smart preview are available for this image. And actually it's available for all the images since I created the smart preview for every image when I did the import. The next step is to disconnect from my external drive where my original images are. So as you can see, Lightroom tells me that it's connected to my Lacy drive, and here's my folder with my images on it. So what I'm going to do now is disconnect the external drive. Now that we've disconnected from the external drive, you can see that Lightroom puts a question mark next to the folder where my images are because it doesn't know where they are. And you can also see that the Lacy drive is no longer lit green, which means it's not connected. You can also see under the histogram where we used to have original plus smart preview, now only smart preview is available. But the tip says that the original is offline, but this photo can still be edited. So what we're going to do now is edit one of the smart previews. So I've clicked over to the develop module, and we're just going to make a few changes to the image that will be noticeable once we reconnect to the external drive. And if we go back to the library here, you can see that Lightroom is indicating that the image has been edited. One other thing I wanted to point out while we're disconnected from the external drive is that you can't send these smart previews to another application. If you look under Photo, Edit In, where you would normally be able to send something to Photoshop or another application, all of those options are grayed out. And this makes sense because where you would normally be sending the original image to Photoshop to edit it, here you only have a lower quality smart preview, so it doesn't really make sense to edit in another application. Now that you've seen what it looks like when you're disconnected, we're going to reconnect to our external drive. Once we're reconnected, you'll see the green icon next to the external drive, and you'll also see that the question mark is gone from the folder. You'll also notice that under the histogram, we once again have original plus smart preview available. You'll also see that now that the original is available, we can once again send it to another application like Photoshop. One other thing I wanted to show you was what happens when you don't have a smart preview for an image and you're disconnected. So on this image here, I have an original and a smart preview. So what I'm going to do is delete the smart preview. One way you can do this is to just click on original plus smart preview, and you'll get a dialog that asks if you want to discard the smart preview that already exists for this image. So we're going to click on discard smart preview. And now you can see that only original photo is available for this image. So I'm once again going to disconnect my external drive. And now you can see that Lightroom says this photo is missing. If I click on an image where the smart preview is still available, smart preview is available, and I can switch to develop mode. If I click on that image that doesn't have a smart preview available and it says photo is missing, none of the edit tools are available. Once I reconnect to the external drive, you'll see that the original photo is once again available for this image. If I wanted to generate a smart preview just for this image, I could click on original photo. It'll ask me if it wants to build a smart preview for it. I can click it, and I'll once again have the original photo and a smart preview for this image. Now I did this video tutorial on one computer, but when I did the original blog post, I used both my desktop and my laptop. I simply synced my catalog using Dropbox between the two computers, and the smart previews came along with the catalog. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and be sure to check us out over at lightroomfanatic.com.